Well, welcome to American Dream TV, Los Angeles.
And what says Los Angeles better than Hollywood Boulevard, right here on the Hollywood Walk of Fame? What an amazing place. I can't wait to check it out today.
We're going to show you so many amazing things that you want to know about Hollywood, but right now I'm trying to find your star, Gino.
Keep looking, Don. Might be a while.
All right, let's go look for Gino's star. It's going to be a great day.
The search is over, baby. I'm right here, and I got it.
The American Dream, the only show that combats negative media, not owned by a network, commercial-free, unscripted.
I got it.
These are stories for you and by you. Well, what better place to start our tour of Hollywood than the famous, iconic Ramen Chinese Theater, now TCL Theater, right here in Hollywood.
That's right. So since 1887, Hollywood has been a place, but it wasn't always for the movies.
That's right. That didn't happen until 1912 when the theater and movie industry came to Hollywood. And in fact, one of the first films was actually a 17-minute film called Old California.
Yeah. Well, one of the things, if you think about when it really exploded, was in the Roaring 20s. So from the 20s to the 30s is when Hollywood absolutely exploded, and it was called Tinseltown.
That's right. So we're here at what was called the Ramen Chinese Theater that was built in 1920. And it became an iconic place. It's built because of vaudeville. This is where all the vaudeville shows were. And then, unfortunately, during the Depression, they turned it into a movie theater, which I remember because they started doing the premieres here at the theater. It was a big deal to have your premiere here at that time, the Ramen Chinese Theater. And I remember my dad, one of the coolest things ever when I was a kid, took us here to the Star Wars beginning in 1977. Yes, dating myself, but it was the coolest thing in the world, Gino.
I wasn't even born yet. I just wanted to remind everybody about that. But that wasn't it. This has always been an iconic place where you see the signatures, the feet, the hand marks. It just represents Hollywood. If you think about Hollywood, you have to come to the theater. That's just what you do. And today they're not doing big openings, but it's still a beautiful place, and they just remodeled it, and we're going to check it out later.
That's right. So what's really cool is this is a perfect tee-up to the home you're going to see, which is in the W.C. Fields Estate. That's right, Joe Tishkoff and Victoria Massengale have this iconic home that Lily Tomlin used to live in, and you get to see it. So let's go to Joe.
Let's go check it out.
Hello, I'm Joe Tishkoff, and today we're in historic Hollywood at the estate of W.C. Fields. This home is a staple of historic Hollywood, and to show us around today, we have the wonderful Victoria Massengale with Compass Realty. Oh, hi, Victoria.
Hey, how are you?
Great to see you again.
So good to see you.
Wow, this is just a breathtaking estate. Really, really amazing.
Thank you. It was built in 1919 by the Frank family and really has such a storied history. Want to come in and have a look?
I'd love to. Let's go.
All right, let's go.
Wow, in all my years of doing real estate financing, I've never been in a home from this era like this before. Just amazing.
One of the really amazing stories about this house is that you'll notice all of the mahogany around, and it was sourced from a Spanish monastery. So when the Franks built the house, they went to Europe to find some items for the home, and they actually ended up bidding against William Randolph Hearst for the mahogany. William Randolph Hearst wanted it for San Simeon, they wanted it here. Clearly the Franks won that one. The estate is on 3/4 of an acre, which is really unusual for this area. In Los Angeles, that's almost unheard of. And the house itself is about 8,000 square feet with a pool house, 4 bedrooms, 5 baths. The main entertaining areas are just spectacular, unlike anything you've ever seen.
This house just breathes history. Tell me a little bit about that.
Well, there's a lot of stories that I can tell you, and there are some other stories that I can't. But why don't we have a walk and I'll show you some of the fun stuff.
Let's go.
So Joe, this is actually my very favorite room in the house. It is steeped in history. It's got these beautiful steel casement doors that you never see. And you get to look right out to the garden. And the garden was originally landscaped by Lloyd Wright, who was Frank Lloyd Wright's son.
I can see this is quite the estate for parties. I wonder if some of these pictures could talk, if they have some stories to tell.
Well, I have a feeling that many of these people probably came to parties in this house, although the walls will never speak. One of my very favorite stories, probably my favorite story about this house, is that W.C. Fields had a Japanese gardener who didn't speak much English, and W.C. certainly didn't speak Japanese. But what they could communicate was his very favorite sound, and that happens to be the sound of rain on the solarium. So the gardener would stand outside, very well paid, I'm sure, and with the hose and mimic the sound of rain in the non-rainy season.
Boy, I'd love to sit down on a hot summer's day and listen to the rain splashing on this roof. That'd be
So
really
great,
cool.
absolutely.
Wow. Victoria, this is my kind of room. I can just picture myself sitting down, relaxing with W.C. Field, having a drink, playing a game of pool.
It is definitely the man cave of the house, that's for sure. I mean, look, could there be a more perfect place for a pool table? But I have an even better room to show you.
Wow.
Come on. Joe, you know, in homes of this period, we really didn't get these grand primary bedrooms, and in this house we really do. We also have one of the 4 fireplaces in this house. I mean, how great is it to have a fireplace in your primary bedroom?
Kind of nice and toasty in the winter, and this is gorgeous. Just looks beautiful in this room.
It's pretty fantastic. We also have a view of the 100-year-old roses outside of the door here that go over the portico, and although there's absolutely no way to know for sure, we do believe they were originally planted by Lloyd Wright himself. Leading through the primary bedroom is the primary bath, which is just absolutely superb. The light is incredible. It's got these fantastic skylights, and it streams through all day. And then it leads right out, it flows directly out to this incredible deck that just overlooks everything the Hollywood Hills have to offer. You can see the observatory, you can see Griffith Park. It's so beautiful.
What a stunning entryway. The light, the brightness, it's beautiful.
Yeah, this portico was pretty great, and when the house was originally built, the valet would have brought the occupants down, or for parties, right down the portico to the front door.
And this was actually a driveway.
It is, it's actually a driveway. And these roses that you see, we believe are original, and that would make them over 100 years old. So this leads to the entry of the property, and probably one of the best oases in all of Los Angeles. So welcome to the outdoor room. I think, Joe, if you're anything like me, you would spend just as much time out here lounging by the pool or reading a book as you would inside.
This area is so private. It's like a lush retreat, an oasis.
There's nothing more private.
And in the heart of Hollywood.
In the heart of Hollywood. You never get that anywhere.
Thank you, Victoria, for showing us this beautiful entertainer's paradise. It's amazing here. I had such a wonderful time seeing everything with you today. Thank you so much.
You are so welcome, and thank you for coming to the W.C. Fields estate. It's really a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, so I'm so glad you can make it.
It's a pleasure.
Well, welcome back to Hollywood, and thank you, Joe and Victoria, for an amazing home, the W.C. Fields Estate. Are you kidding me?
That's right. So we are in the epicenter of Hollywood right now. This is where you're going to want to start your tour. We're at Hollywood and Highland, which is also the home of the Dolby Theater and the Hollywood and Highland Mall, which is a great place to eat.
This is a great place to start because we're close to everything. Down the road is Pantages, where really vaudeville started. And then down the road is Hollywood Bowl, which is a beautiful outdoor arena. There's so much to do around here. This is the iconic place.
I can't believe you almost forgot. Ripley's Believe It or Not, the Wax Museum, these are all places you're going to want to visit. So when you start your trip here. In fact, if you remember our North Hollywood show, we told you that you could take the red line from Universal City or from North Hollywood. It drops you off right here so you can start your tour and not have any parking problems.
Plus, you can get pictures with Spider-Man, Batman, Thor, all kinds
And a lot of other weirdos.
Very iconic, very fun place. So now we're going to tee you up with John Gardella and Engel Voelker. Let's get to know them a little better.
Hey, Don Gino, thank you for that great introduction. Hope you guys are having a great time there in Hollywood. And you guys keep working as hard as you work. You are going to have your names on that Hollywood Star of Fame. Anyway, we're here in Westlake Village today. We are at the Westlake Village Inn, and we are going to have the opportunity to meet the ladies that run the day-to-day operations of Engel Voelker's. And they are here to show me around all of the new features that are happening here at Westlake Village Inn. Good morning,
Hi,
Alexa
Don.
Foss and Lisa
Good
Sherman.
morning.
How are you guys doing?
Good morning. Welcome to Westlake Village Inn.
Right? I have not been here in quite some time, and there are a lot of changes.
It's amazing, right?
Yeah.
This is one of my favorite places in Westlake, and maybe just ever, really.
Absolutely.
So gorgeous.
We find ourselves here all the time. We bring our clients to celebrate, their closings of their sales, and we bring our team here. There's just so many wonderful opportunities to enjoy this property.
Yeah, and it's got such a great vibe to it, too.
So
just
amazing.
relaxing.
So from the wine bar to the high-end restaurants to the beautiful spa, I can't wait to take you there. It's stunning. You've never seen anything like it. This property is amazing.
We can't wait to show it to you.
Well, let's go check it out.
All right, let's go. How incredible is this space? Isn't it amazing?
Yeah.
And for those who haven't been here before, it's an all-inclusive property. Like I said, there's that gorgeous high-end restaurant, Mediterraneo, and the wine bar, of course. You can be outside. It's California. Who doesn't want to be outside? We're looking at a lake. You can go to the spa. There's a golf course right behind us. It's just who wouldn't want to stay here or even live here in Westlake Village, right?
Absolutely. And for our clients, it's so important for them as well to have access to this type of property for, family or friends that might be visiting and they want to have an extended stay and they can enjoy this type of experience. It's really second to none.
It really is. That's why you find us here all the time.
Yeah.
We never leave.
So John, welcome. This
Yes.
is the newest addition to the property. It's the spa relay. It's absolutely incredible. You can find yourself here sunbathing by the pool, enjoying any kind of spa treatment that they offer. It's absolutely wonderful. A great place for us to take our clients and even take ourselves. We want to take a day off of work and relax and enjoy.
Definitely. And this property just continues to upgrade It always has new additions. This is obviously the newest addition, but what an amazing addition to the property.
I mean, I like coming here for a little staycation. If I can't get out of town, just a night here is all I need.
Definitely.
Right. Major spoiling going on at the Westlake Inn Spa area.
Major spoiling at the Westlake Village Inn.
Every day.
My wife would love it. Okay, now this place I have been to many times, right? Stonehouse.
Yep.
I know.
What's your favorite part about it?
Family friendly. It's, it's just a place for everyone to come and hang out. Everyone in Westlake Village, everyone knows each other. It's nice to just gather here. It's gorgeous, obviously. I mean, Mediterranean.
Yeah, it's wonderful. Like, it's open from morning to night. So people come here and enjoy coffee in the morning and a breakfast, and they lead all the way through into the evening, enjoying live entertainment some of the evenings. It's wonderful. I mean, every time I come here, I see about 20 people that I know.
Yeah.
It's a great place to be.
It's fun to be here.
Yeah, and it's hard to believe it's right in the middle of Westlake, and you have this kind of ambiance, right? Mm-hmm. And the Italian feel, right? Right in the heart of Westlake.
What's even more amazing is that this used to be a gas station. Yes.
Oh, that's right.
And now it's this beautiful Italian villa, and it used to be a gas station.
That's right.
So I don't know how they transformed it, but they did, and they did a wonderful job, yeah.
Yeah, so let's talk about you guys, all right? So you guys run the day-to-day operations of probably one of the most successful brokerage shops here, Engel Voelker's. And so what does it take to run the day-to-day operations of Engel Voelker's?
Well, I think it starts with the talent, right? The group of advisors that we have, we don't take it lightly who comes into our shop. And our group, I mean, you've met them, American Dream has met them. They are talented, they're master negotiators, they're passionate about the business, which is actually unique, that people are so passionate about the real estate business, and they're all about client service.
Yes.
And so if we nurture that and give them our tools that Engel Voelker's offers and support them, I think
the sky's the limit for them in terms of their success.
Thank you for inviting American Dream into this area of Westlake and the Westlake Village Inn. And I wish you all the best of success as always. You guys are two powerhouses running a great real estate brokerage.
Thank you, John.
And,
thank you. And thanks, American Dream TV.
Yeah,
I mean, and sharing
thank you
this
so
with
much.
us.
Absolutely.
We're glad we could show you around.
Don Gino, we are headed back to you in Hollywood, and from Westlake Village and Westlake Village Inn, I hope you guys are being safe. Well, thank you, John and Engel Voelker. Always great to get to know you that much better up there in Westlake.
All right, well, speaking of getting to know something better, today we're at the Hollywood Forever Cemetery. I've lived here most of my life. I've hung out in Hollywood a million times, but not here. And I won't live here most of my life. Let's be clear about that. But honestly speaking, this is one of the places I've really wanted to visit because it's got so much history, Don.
Tons of history. We are surrounded by famous people. This is the place in the glory days of Hollywood. This is the place to, unfortunately, end your days and be buried.
Yes.
And we're talking Cecil B. DeMille, Judy Garland, you know, Wizard of Oz, the Red Ruby Slippers, Chris Cornell, right around us. I didn't know he was buried here.
Yeah, but one of the really cool things about this place is its paranormal history. So we're standing right here by the lake, which is actually one of the highest paranormal activity areas, where they say that often you see a lady crying, and she's also tied to one of the other people that
I
have
think
passed
it's
away
just
here.
his ex-girlfriend.
Of course, Don. Of course. But also what's really cool about this place is they do summer nights movies. But it's just on the other side here where they set up a giant projector, everybody hangs out on the lawn, and they teamed up with Cinepolis to make sure you had the latest movies.
Well, what's also cool, and I'm going to let you say how it's supposed to be said, but Day of the Dead, one of the biggest events here on the 62 acres, is right here at the Forever Cemetery.
Dia de los Muertos.
I knew he'd say it better than me.
100% accurate. So, This is a really cool place to stop. It's a little bit off the beaten path, and
It's the
we're going to walk
oldest
around for a little
cemetery in
bit.
Los Angeles. I mean, 1889, even before I was born.
Yeah, and one of the things you're not used to, if you go to a modern cemetery, it's always placards on the floor. One of the cool things here is a little more antique. You still have mausoleums and sarcophagi and all kinds of great monuments for people that lived.
And where else can you go find, and say hello to Burt Reynolds? Right here around us, a lot of famous people, and we're really excited that we got to show this to you today. But what are we excited about now?
Oh, the favorite part of the show.
Yep.
Yeah, today's a little different too. We're going to a tiny little hole in the wall. We're not going to a big commercial place.
But it has a great Hollywood story. But you're going to have to stay tuned to find out. Let's go head over there and meet Steve.
All right, sounds good.
Well, of course, super excited about our favorite segment of the show, the food adventures.
There's a great story behind today's show, and I want you to find more about this place.
Absolutely. For 40 years, this family's brought it to the neighborhood. Let's go inside and check this food out. I can't wait.
So the story starts with my father. He was from London, England, and he was a bass player, part of the British invasion and part of the music scene back then in 60s London when it was all just happening. And he was in bands with his first band with Ron Wood. He was in band with Rod Stewart. He played with Eric Clapton, George Harrison. I mean, it was like that was the time. The British Birds, yeah, and doing shows with The Who early on. I mean, they were just a bunch of teenagers playing rock and roll, So such a special time in music. And he ended up moving to Los Angeles in the 70s. Pubs are such a big part of British culture, and there wasn't a pub in Hollywood, so he opened one. He opened his own, and it was a place to feed and water a lot of his friends that came into town that were on tour, and he was just such an entertainer. He was an entertainer anyway, right? And it was a great way to entertain his friends, and it was just a hub for the entertainment industry here in LA.
Well,
Musicians,
I love the comments.
actors.
He'll do anything for a pint.
I was going to mention that.
Yeah.
It's like right after my own.
Right?
Can you imagine the stories he has to tell about all those times on stage? And man, incredible. That's awesome.
So it's always been a family-run business, and that really speaks to our heart because we both grew up in family-run business. In fact, you too. You're celebrating over 50 years.
Wow.
Yeah. So we know all about that. We know that it's not always rosy working with family. There's the good days, the bad days, but at the end of the day, you're always happy that you did it, and it's great. Creates great legacy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're very lucky. We're a very tight-knit family, and we have just had a wonderful run. Unfortunately, my father's no longer with us, but my mother and two sisters and myself have been running it for the last 20 years. So it's women-owned and operated, 100% family-run, and we're happy we're still here.
What an awesome legacy in this neighborhood pub. I mean, it just fits right in the neighborhood. It serves the community, and you guys, I'm sure, are just doing some great work around the town too.
Well, you took after your dad, too. You're still in the family business. I mean, you play with a few people we might know.
Yeah, I took after him. I'm also a bass player myself and have toured and recorded with many artists, including Pink, Cher, Gwen Stefani, Moby. I get around, hop around, but when I'm not doing that, I love them all. Yeah, exactly.
So I love that stuff, and we've covered a lot about your history. But let's talk a little bit about the food, because I've been staring at a couple of these things, and I can't wait to dive in. In fact, one of these was not on our original order, but I've been watching it the whole time.
No,
I've been
it's on
standing
mine.
here. It's on
It
your
was on
order.
my order.
Mine too, absolutely. Oh, this one right here has got my attention.
That one over there, that was on my list.
Yeah, absolutely.
So tell us a little bit about what we have here.
Sure. So a lot of these recipes started out as my grandmother's recipes. When my dad opened up, he's like, "Mom, how do I make this stuff?" Specifically traditional British favorites, right? We have our fish and chips here. That's a steak, mushroom, and Guinness pie. A beef Wellington over there. Scotch egg here. Here we have some pulled pork sliders and a burger, which aren't typically British, but again, it's something for everybody. Everybody loves a good burger.
Sliders have come to be a hugely popular thing in the last several years. So we want to
hand-cut fries.
Hand-cut fries. We do everything in-house. All of our sauces are all made in-house. Everything's homemade.
Smashed peas with authentic. Love that.
Peas, yeah.
Yeah, by the way, someone cheated and stuck a French fry in there. Might not have been. Where's that guy at, huh?
Who invited Steve?
Yeah, so the Scotch egg is something I'm interested to try. It's not something I've had before. Maybe once in my life. Vague memory of that.
A Scotch egg is one of our staples here. People come near and far for them, and it is a hard-boiled egg wrapped in a pork sausage made in-house. And it's wrapped in that sausage and deep fried.
It's got to be good. It's deep fried.
Exactly. And a lot of people enjoy it with some of this brown sauce here.
Love it.
Some of this spicy mustard.
I'm looking forward to that mustard. I think that's where I'm going to go down that road.
Well, these
right
are
there.
staples of a British pub, absolutely. I've never seen one that looks so great. I mean, that's a big one. That's awesome. I can't wait to get
What's
my hands on
American
that.
style, right? Like
Well,
British food,
yeah.
but it's got to be big.
Yeah, but man, that sausage, the amount of sausage around that egg is awesome. That's great. I can't wait to dive in.
Yeah.
Oh, and the beef Wellington, that looks fantastic.
I know that's one of Don's favorite dishes in general, so I'm surprised that he made us dive over here. But tell us about your Wellington.
Yes, so the beef Wellington is a filet mignon, and it's got some mushrooms on top of it, and then it's wrapped in that pastry and baked, and it's served with gravy, of course, our carrot mashed potatoes, and some sauteed spinach.
Nah, this is really great, and it's really nice that you guys done a wonderful job with not just the food, but the atmosphere. This is traditional English, British pub. I mean, like I said, this is what I'm sought after. I know our cameramen, they're the same way. They're like, we're not leaving here today. I'm like, I know. You sit here, watch football all day long. So thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule. Really proud of you, your family, keeping this legacy going for 40 years. That's impressive. And it's a gift for all of us and anybody that comes here. So thank you, Eva.
Thank you. You know, pub stands for public house.
Yes.
And so that's what we want to have here. It's a make it a home for everybody, and we want to welcome everybody, and we're happy you're here.
I woke up feeling lucky. I'm about to go all in. It's been a long time coming, but I'm back in the race again. It might not look pretty, but I got this in the bag. I take the keys to the city, and I'm never gonna give them back. I was made for this. I was made for this. I was made for this. Outside the roof, it's amazing. Jackpot, smile for a second. Can't stop the moves that I'm making. Na 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 na. I'm on fire, keep 'em rolling. Go put your bets on me. You see the cards that I'm holding. It's like I'm playing with house money.
Here we go!
All right.
What a great time at the Cat and Fiddle right here in Hollywood.
40 years in neighborhood, man, can't beat it. Great food, great people, good times.
And just hang out, watch some soccer, and have a great day.
Well, hopefully you had a great day with us at Food Adventures. Hopefully you had a great day with us in Hollywood. Thank you for being part of American Dream TV Los Angeles.
We'll see you next time.